All right. So this is my review for Cloud Atlas. This film came out, I believe, in 2012. So I saw this movie already a long time ago. I saw it, I believe, one time. Yeah, I think one time I seen this film. If I saw it maybe twice, maybe it was like pieces of it, but I saw it one time, and I was like 16 years old when this movie came out. I love this movie. I don't care what anyone says. I love this movie. The only reason I make that statement is because I think over the years I've heard people say they don't like this movie, and then like I love this movie. I was like, I haven't watched it in so long. I was like, let me watch it and see if I don't like it now or whatever. Or maybe I just liked it when I was younger. I love this movie. I love it so much that like I found the free version online, and I was like, first of all, I know this movie has a lot of great effects, a lot of great actors. I'm like, I don't want to watch this movie in like not the best form. So then I'm like, let me look. How much is this movie? If you go on Amazon Prime right now, it has a deal. This movie is $3.43. I bought that movie. I own it now. I own the digital copy at least, and I'm so happy. Like I watched. I can't wait to watch it again. I can't wait to watch it. Show this movie to someone else. Um, oh my god, I love this movie so much. So let me just talk about why I love this movie. One of the reasons I want to watch it again now that I'm older, I saw when I was 16, is I remember very vividly after watching the movie, it affected me in a way where I was playing the soundtrack. I was playing the Cloud Atlas playlist on my way to high school, and I was just like listening to it. And I just had it in the background for like I feel like a month or two. Like I just like listening to it. And also I played violin, so I was in orchestra. So I like music. So music affects me. Music affects me more than most, I would say. So it wasn't just the score of the movie. It wasn't just that, but so music has a big part. One of the big parts of the film is that music connects us through all time and space, through different lives, through different generations, and so does love. And I love that idea, and the fact that music, like through all time, is just like I like that idea. So I listened to that playlist a lot when I was in high school. But then I was like, there's only one real main thing that I remember from the movie, from which was something that was so devastating, which was the storyline of a waitress who's like a neo soul or something. She's from the future, and she's from a time where they make these clones of people and they force them to work for like 12-year contracts or whatever, and then they say, oh, here, now you could go to now you're free or whatever. But the point is, it's all a lie. And when you find out what really happens to her and her people, it's devastating. And I remember that part, but I don't remember too much of the movie. But then I was like, let me watch it again. But it was amazing. This movie is so beautiful. I just love the fact of thinking about you could be connected through time and space even after death. I like that idea. And it's interesting because if you watch a film and it can make you feel better about death or it can make you feel better about just life in general, that means the film did something. I feel like I had this conversation with my brother one day because I took him to see a movie that he absolutely hated. And I knew he was going to hate it. But I told him that before, but the only reason I took him to see it is because he's good at talking. He's someone who knows how to dissect things very well. He's very well spoken. So I told him, I said, bro, I'm gonna take you to see this movie. You're probably gonna hate it, but I love this movie. I love the idea of and I'll tell you what movie it is. It's called Bones and All. It came out like 2 or 3 years ago with Timothy Chalamet. And basically all I'm gonna say, it has to do with cannibalism. But also it has an undertone of love and about how much you love someone and just finding people in this crazy world. And when films have a theme of a underlying theme of love, it really draws me in. I just love it. Like I'm a romantic I should say I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. But the point is, I like the idea of the film in Bones of All, and he could not get past the cannibalism. Of course, who could get past cannibalism? But if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. But I thought that movie was beautiful. I'll probably do a review on it at some point. But the point is, he hated it. I knew he would, but I just liked talking to him about it after the movie. And the reason why I think the movie was good, and I think in a way he thought the movie was good, even though he hated it, is because I feel like art and film and music, if it affects you, I feel like it's done its job. I know that if it affects you in a terrible way, some people are like, oh, I hate this. But the point, I believe, of art is to affect someone. If you can affect someone, but they actually want to have a conversation about it. Like me and my brother talked about that movie for like 3 hours, like I felt like. And if that mean it affected us, we had to have a conversation. And I know like people might listen to say, oh, the movie might have sucked or a movie sucks. But if you're talking about a movie long after it's over, that mean it affects you in some way. And I feel like the art was it's getting to someone, you know what I mean? Even if people who don't like it, but the point is it's affecting you, you know? And I like that the idea of art being able to affect someone on very different levels. And this movie did affect me for sure. Especially I've listened to the playlist for over a month after I saw this film when I was 16 years old. And even though I didn't really truly understand most of it when I watched it, now, you know, watching it now, it's like I was just trying to see if there was anything I missed. And like this movie is just it's just beautiful seeing people's lives. You seeing Tom Hanks, you seeing Halle Berry, you seeing all these amazing actors, and you seeing them in different roles, you know. And it's interesting seeing people, um, you know, different races, the same actors. It's just like they're showing that, you know, like basically they're talking about how like life is like death is like a door, you know, close one door, open another door, you know. And the things no one knows what's gonna happen when we go. No one. You know, I mean, people could have ideas, but no one knows for sure. So I like the idea of there's so much amazing ideas to play with in this film. And there's so much amazing worlds. There's so much amazing worlds in this film. There's this, you know, you see the future, the past, what you might think as of the present, depending on when you watch this film. And I just like all their interweaving stories. Every story in this film I was invested in. Every single one. Like there's no story where it switched to a door closed and it's interesting because if you really think about what I just said, what they tell you at the end of the movie, if you watch the film again, like now that's why this film works on a repeat viewing. For example, like you if you watch this film on a repeat viewing, you could kind of see, okay, some of the way they edit it, like door closing, another door opens, and now you're in a different time zone. You're in a different timeline, you know. And I really like the idea of that. I would like to watch it again and kind of pick up on some edits there. But the interweaving story of all their lives is just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like and just like how what you could do can echo into the future and the past. And obviously what I'm talking about, no one knows if it's true or not, but I like the idea of it. And for a film, for you to watch a film and then just feel better about dying, that's insane. So, but that just means the film affected me on a different level. And we all have fears. We all have different things in our life. And I'm more of a half glass full kind of guy, you know. Like, but the point is, I've said this before, but it's just true. I look at life half glass full because I understand that I understand the other side. I understand that, you know, like I worked in a hospital. Like you see people with no legs. You see people who's on the brink. You see people every day. People go is what I'm saying. But the point I'm trying to say is that we're blessed. If you could walk around and blink your eyes and wake up and move your fingers right and your back is all right, like that's why I'm half glass full. I'm like, it could be so much worse. I'm talking into a camera right now. It could be so much worse. So I'm always trying to be on the bright side, you know. But if I'm breathing, that's a great day. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is I love this film because like even if you're not breathing, you go like just to think, you know, maybe there's something worse or maybe there's something better on the other side. We don't know. But I just like the idea of love connecting us all in different lifetimes and stuff. And sometimes you meet people, you know. I remember I met this girl and she was talking about, you know, like I felt like I met you in a past life, you know what I mean? Maybe we were brothers or sisters or something. Maybe we found each other now as lovers. But it just like I like the idea of that. I like the idea, you know. But I would like to believe that. But ultimately, all the stories were interesting. The action, amazing. The acting, amazing. Like everything in this movie is great. Like I could think about maybe why people might not like this. Why people might not like this film or something. But I'm not completely sure why. Like maybe like they're just like, oh, this is just so insane. But I believe that more than most stuff. Gosh. I just love it. One thing I'm gonna get into now, the action. Once again, the action in this film is amazing. Action is just the action and the blood and this thing is. I'm pretty sure I gotta double check, but I'm pretty sure it's rated R. It has to be. When the blood hits, it's practical and it looks amazing. You feel every death. You feel everything. You feel every shot. You feel every bullet shot. It's amazing. The action is great, but the movie is not just action. That's what I'm saying. Like there's so much little pieces. Like this film made me root for people escaping a nursing home. You know what I mean? Like it makes you root for a lot of different things. But then it also humanizes stuff and makes you actually understand the characters. For example, this is as an example. Someone is put into a retirement home or a nursing home where they didn't even know, like against their will. They signed the papers. They thought it was just like a vacation spot or whatever. But the point is, Oh, they thought it was a hotel. And then he calls his brother. He's like, "Bro, why did you put me in here?" And he's like, "Oh, you didn't think I know about you sleeping with my wife or whatever." And like when he said that, I was like, "Okay, all right, I'm on his side. I understand. He's getting his revenge. He's putting him in there." So like you understand why certain characters do certain things, but then at the same time, when you watch their journey, you kind of want them to escape. You want them to do certain things. Like you're on a ride with each one of these characters, and you understand the actions of every character. Like every character, even if they're not in the film that long, you understand their intentions. You understand why they do things. It's not just like people doing things randomly through time and space. You understand why every character is doing a certain thing, why they believe certain things. And one of the most beautiful lines I believe that was said towards the end of the film, which was like I didn't cry watching this movie, but I feel like I wanted to. I was like, damn, I wasn't crying, but I felt so much emotion watching this movie, and especially towards the end, like one of the it's funny, I'm forgetting the actor's name, but he's such a great actor. He not only plays bad guys because he's just so good at it. Mr. Anderson, I forgot his name, but he's in Neo, and he's one of the agents. Mr. Anderson. You know who I'm talking about. I'll put his photo up or something. But the point is, he's talking to one of the characters, and he's like, "What does it matter what you do? If you and this girl run away and go try to fight for freedom, like who cares? Like what does it do? It's just a drop in a pond or whatever. It's just a drop in the ocean, or it's just a drop in a pond." Something he says, and then the other guy, he's a great actor as well. He says, "Yeah, but what is the ocean? But a million drops, you know?" Obviously, that's, you could think that's corny, but I love it. Like, what is the ocean but a million drops in a pond, or a million drops? A million people doing little things to make the world better or make a change. I just love it. I love the idea of this film. I love the feeling of it. I love it so much. I want to watch it again. I can't wait to show it to someone. But it's so good. I'm trying to think about anything else, but don't want to leave anything out. Um, yeah. Oh, I gotta go deeper into this Neo Soul and the girl who was a waitress. That plot line is the reason I watched this movie. That's the only main things I remember being 16 and watching this movie and being so shocked at that part. I remembered it so much, and also I remember just the ties of people. And it's crazy because if you think about life, like you could see something like this happening. Like they make clones, and then they make these places where clones are working, and you're just looking at them like, oh, they're just clones. But the thing is, they think they're free after 12 years, but they're not. They take them out, and then they're literally feeding themselves to themselves. Like they turn them into protein because it's cheaper, and they grind their bodies and they give them back to it, give them back to give them back to the clones to eat through their day, and they don't know that they're eating their own friends and stuff. But it's terrible, but it's interesting, and they wear these bracelets around their neck, and if they run, they press the button and it just everywhere. They're done. And like they're just certain things, like certain. It's so creative. This film. I'm pretty sure it might have been a book or something. I'm not completely sure, but it just felt like I felt like I felt like I was reading a book watching this movie. This movie's over 3 hours. I think it's exactly 3 hours. But the point is, I almost watched all of it in its entirety, like in one go. I think I watched 2 hours and then I started feeling sleepy, but I wanted to feel awake for this film, so I watched the rest in the morning. But the point is, this whole film is very entertaining. It's entertaining. It's enthralling. It's epic. It's an epic film, and it felt when I was watching, I really felt like I was reading a book and reading chapters of people's lives and seeing different times, and it's just so interesting to me. I love this film so much, and yeah, I love it so much, so much. And the ending was beautiful with Halle Berry and Tom Hanks. She's like, come here, let me warm your old bones. They've been through so much together. It's just like I just love it. And just like obviously like not every character is gonna have a good ending. You're watching an epic sprawl through different time periods. Some of the good people, they're gonna get taken out and again taken out, and it's just like it sucks watching the people get taken out, but it's like it's also beautiful when you think about life. No one knows what's gonna happen, but you would like to think, like maybe when someone closes their eyes, a baby's born every day. Like I tell you, I worked in the hospital, so like people pass every day, people scream every day, someone's lost every day, like every day, every day. I remember being in the hospital and they weld those black bags of people inside them. I'm like, damn. But it's just like, then a baby's being born on the second floor. You gotta weld the people up to the. It's just crazy. I'm glad I've worked multiple jobs, but I'm just saying, like, it's just life is precious. But just be conscious of it. Just do what you want to do, and spend time with the people you love. But I enjoy this film so much. Um, I don't want to go too long, but I really don't care. I love this movie so much. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything I'm missing. Um, I'm gonna say the I really like the idea of Tom Hanks dealing with this almost like a devil on his shoulder. You know, it's interesting because you never see the angel. You never see the angel on his shoulder, which I've realized. You only see the devil. You see someone behind. You see like a bad conscience telling him to do certain things during the film. Let certain people pass. Let certain people die, and then also try to save people. And it's interesting because when you watch this film, you try to put yourself. Well, at least I try to put myself in some of these people's shoes, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna go. It seems like the odds are against you. You're most likely gonna get taken out of this life, but at some point you have to fight for your life. You have to fight for your life, man. And like he has, like he's able to save this girl. And I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, if you have to save someone, like especially a little girl, you know, like it's like someone saved him at some point. It's like life is a circle, and it's it's just like it's beautiful, it's tragic, but I think the good thing is that it ends. You know, I remember I watched this movie one time. I think it was Frankenstein. Frankenstein came out, and the new one with Guillermo del Toro, and Frankenstein never dies. And I remember watching the film in the beginning. I was like, would I want to never die? Some people think, would they want to never die? You know. And when you watch Frankenstein, you realize like Frankenstein says something almost like poetry. He says he never gets that peace. He never gets the quiet. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course we want to live, but I think the reason life is beautiful is because it ends. That's the only reason it's beautiful. That's the only reason you're gonna go spend time with your mom or your girlfriend because you know at some point they're gonna not gonna be there. You're not gonna be there. So it's like I feel like if stuff went on forever, people would never do things, or they would do them eventually, or like the worst terrible people would still be here. Like it's just like it has to end. You know what I mean? There has to be ending. Um, so it's beautiful because it ends. And yeah, but this movie just makes me feel good about life. All the bad, all the good. It just makes me feel I left this film feeling hopeful, even though some characters got taken out in terrible ways. I still feel hopeful because this film just shows you that it just shows you the idea of the things you do echoing through time. And I love that idea. And I love surviving time, you know. And I believe Vision said it in one of the only good series on that Disney ever did for a Marvel show, which was I forgot what it was. The WandaVision show. That was like the only show that was good in there. But he's like Vision says something of the effect of what is love, or what is mourning or missing someone, but not love persevering through death. Something of that effect is what he says, which I think is so beautiful. Because in this film, someone is taken out, you know, who this woman loves, this guy saved her in the future in the Neo Soul spot. And he says, she says, I love him. And the guy's like, he's basically saying like he's dead. Like, well, how do you love him? She's like, even though he's gone, you still love him? She's like, yes, I will love him. I'll love him through time, or will love him wherever. But the point is, I think that's beautiful. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. And if you don't love it, let me know in the comments. Let me know why you don't love it. I love the idea of different opinions. I just like hearing why people hate things and why people love things. But you know why I love it now. These are all my reasons why I love it. And if you've seen this review, you can see, okay, wow, interesting. Okay, I never thought about it like that. Maybe I'll watch it again. Or you can say, oh, I understand his point of view, but I still hate this movie. So yeah, let me know. But I love Cloud Atlas. Such a brilliant, beautiful movie, and I can't wait to listen to the soundtrack for probably 2 months now. But yeah, take care. It's Dejo Notre Dame. Spread love and light. And let's sign off with a slash.